This episode of Telling Our Stories is brought to you in part by Soft Life Luxuries Counseling, where your journey to a better you begins. And here's the best part. Your first consultation is absolutely free. Unlock a 30% discount on our transformative counseling packages using promo code CTWS. Visit softlifeluxuries.com and let's create the life you've always dreamed. Previously on Telling Our Stories.
I was always thinking about I'm this kind of girl who likes sex, but I will never go to orgasms and stuff. And
right.
So that was the first thing you
I was like,
I was so surprised to see Marlon Wayans to talk about.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
As a trans son.
Yeah.
Trans son.
I just saw it again today.
God.
Dwayne showed the way.
Show the fucking way like Gabrielle Union, bitch.
Show the way.
Yes.
Show the way.
Magic Johnson, even though his son is not trans, but
show the way.
Welcome to season 2 of Telling Our Stories. But this season is a little different. We're coming to you all the way from Paris, France. I decided to move to Paris briefly to learn the language. Now, while my plan was to immerse myself in French culture to learn the language, God had a bigger, brighter plan for this trip. This time around, I sit down with Black queer men and women across several sexual identities. Now make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss an episode. This is Telling Our Stories, the Paris edition.
first sexual experiences. So who wants to go next?
Let's go.
Tu fais la dernière?
Okay, I go.
Let's go.
Me, it was at the time, so it happened when I was 21 because I was so afraid to act on it.
Yeah. I was 22. I was 22 years old.
It's just this new generation of bad bitch, like.
Right, yeah, y'all are different.
Pas de l'accent.
And at the time, it was a thing called the Minitel
Yeah.
in Paris.
What was that?
It's like a little computer thing that they recorded to your phone, and you had to go on the Minitel, and you had to go on a very bad sex ad and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking for someone, and naive I was. I went to his house, and he forced me to do the fellation. And I was like, this is disgusting. I cannot believe I'm doing this back. Oh my God, if it's that, oh my God, this is horrible. No.
So when did you start enjoying it?
I'm going to go there. So then, basically, I used to think that, having sex is really disgusting. It hurts. Nobody do nothing. What is this shit?
No pleasure.
No pleasure. I was like... But then, I went to America.
America has a problem.
But then I went to America.
And I went to New York City.
Them New York niggas.
And they turned you out.
And I surely can say that I learned my classes over there. I learned the pleasure of receiving. First of all, getting your ass ate. Unbelievable. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Then next, I couldn't go there.
Go.
Yes.
Deep throw.
Over.
I never experienced that, and then when I did it, and when someone told me how to do it, girl, go all up in it, choke on it,
Over.
you're gonna see, you're gonna gasp, it's that sensation, and
Tears.
the choking,
Not one tear.
really in America, that I enjoyed sexual intercourse. I had a plethora of different guys, and they all taught me different things, and how pleasurable it is to receive pleasure
And to give.
and to give. Well, by the time you
She's
giving
Cancer,
yourself,
so she's a giver. So it's
I'm already giving.
Yeah,
you know?
so I think
How you know?
I'm a Cancer. So I'm a Cancer. I know.
It's
And
exactly that. I'm
to
very
receive is
giving,
really
so
something.
I'm gonna give you a nice massage before we start. We can do edibles. We can mix this with.
Oh, I should have brought you one.
Oh no!
Oh.
Only in those circumstances.
You mad at me? Okay.
You need the circumstances to do it.
Okay.
So you can loosen up.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say that my first time was not enjoyable, but then later down when I reached my mid 20s, that's when I got very well. Things ain't that bad.
Right.
Yeah. Well, for me, I was 15.
Okay.
And at that time, I used to think of myself as a lesbian.
Okay.
So I never had anything to do with men. Like,
Yeah.
never. So, I mean, it was... Yeah, for the moment I had sex, it was always pleasure for me. Like, I never felt pain or disappointment. Like, I always had sex with women all my life. So,
Oh,
It's
I
great.
got a question.
yeah,
So, you never experienced sex with a man?
never.
Golden gay.
Just kisses.
Yeah.
And it was truly boring.
Oh wow.
Shit.
Yeah, but I never, when you're a trans person, and I speak for a lot of people, I think, when I was seen and I felt myself as a woman, I didn't feel comfortable being seen with a man, because it would, for the people outside, it will look like a heterosexual, heterosexual
Couple.
yeah. And now that I'm very at ease with myself as a man and seen as a man for other people around, I don't mind being seen with a guy and having sex with a guy, and
Wait.
Oh.
You don't have sex with a guy now?
I'm not having sex with
But
guys.
it can-
No, I'm saying you would.
I would,
Okay.
but I'm married, so I won't.
Well, maybe if y'all open up like the door.
We don't open. We
Don't
stay closed.
open it. Don't open
Stay
it.
close.
Don't
Yeah,
open it.
Yeah.
So
I'm
wait a
in an
minute.
open relationship.
I want to.
You don't have the keys. I throw the keys away.
That's right.
Everything
That's
is
right.
closed.
And leave it just like that.
Yeah.
It's a safe space.
Well,
Okay.
But I want to
there's
know.
a question that comes to my mind.
What is it?
Yeah.
If you had sex with a guy,
Yeah.
would you be the top or the bottom?
It depends.
Of their energy,
Yeah,
you know?
it depends on the energy. I don't have, preferences.
I'm curious to know
Verse
why.
sex.
Why now you can I guess.
Because you got a big old dick now.
I
bitch.
do, but
But what is it about it now that makes you feel like you would
because
have
I'm-
sex?
I
The construction too.
yeah,
huh?
I'm I feel comfortable
Because
with
it is in
myself.
gender.
Yeah, and as being seen from the people outside as a man with another man, it's good for me because they see me as a man,
Yeah.
and I feel great with myself and my body
Yeah.
enough to give it that to a man. Before I was like, he's everything I want to be. I don't feel comfortable with
Being with
being the girl, the woman.
Yeah.
In this relationship.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. That's deep.
That
It's
is deep.
But at the time, I wasn't thinking things like this.
Yeah, of
So
course.
It's right now that
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking about it, and I'm like,
And gay
I'm
men are
shade.
sexy,
Yeah.
no shade. Even me sometimes I'm like,
Yeah,
no, but it's only gay men,
Well,
no shade.
me, I'm going into this phase that I'm getting disgusted by men.
Yeah.
Well, because men are trash.
yeah.
Hashtag. No.
Coming up next on Telling Our Stories.
Okay, I might look like a guy. I date women, but something is missing, and I started to search for it on Google and everything, and feeling like a boy but trapped in a girl.
Those are the
body.
things you were
Yeah.
searching.
Yeah, because I didn't know how to.
if you don't know how to speak in French, they don't want to be bothered. It's just like they're going to start speaking in English or they're going to direct you to somebody else. It's just like they're not trying to work through that little broken shit. Okay? Like how I was telling you, like when I'm back home and it's usually somebody trying to speak English and they're from some Spanish speaking country, I'm usually really patient, but they ain't got time for that shit.
Do you think you could date another trans woman, or do you think you could?
Well, as many times I went to the P3 party.
Now, what's the P3 party?
It's the party organized and it's,
that's the party because you do
Yeah.
parties for ladies.
yes, it's like it's like women only, but we open it to trans people, like
Right.
trans men and non-binary.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because there
you've
is
been
no
to
place
those
for
parties.
I've been to those parties, and I
Yeah,
was
they go
like,
to the
let me see if
On la télé.
girls are going to be attracted to me. And I never had yet that experience. But I love going over there because I get in touch with my feminine divine.
But I can say to you
Feminine
that you inspire a
divine.
lot of like like we were like is your mother, and I'm like yes, like we always like in P3 when we see, because Mother Nikki, she's a clubber, clubber.
Bitch,
No
She's coming
drugs.
to the party
no
and
alcohol,
she dance.
and she
and
dance.
always after
Because
the
you know what?
P3
Give her a Red Bull.
Dancing is what?
Therapeutic.
Right.
Therapy.
yeah
For me.
yeah.
So
She liberates.
We want
Down
to be
the
like
floor.
her when we will have
No
her
shame.
age. Everybody's like, oh my god, I want to be like Mother Nikki, and she's like sexy and just like and she loves her piano, so she always like
Okay, one thing
and
about her.
it's like so it's open. So that's why we all like when she come, we're like, if
and what
Mother
I
Nikki dance, we
love
dance.
going to this party is to see all kinds of women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different shape, different size,
Yeah.
different body types, different attitude, masculine, feminine, and they
Yes.
all represent the divine feminine to me. And what is also beautiful in this party is you could be dressed the way you want,
Come as you are.
Yeah.
and you won't feel that harassment that sometimes
God.
men have towards women. And I felt as though that when I became a trans woman, I turned into this big dildo. Where they just see me as this dildo, and yeah, you sexy, but what's down there? Yeah, you sexy, but I want that.
I
Yeah, you
remember in the,
sexy,
when
but
we
how
going
big
to
is
the
this?
Wanderlust, you remember we always like always fighting, because like if you little bit sexy, like people on her, and she's dancing, she really like open, and they think it's an
think herself,
invitation,
right?
yeah, so
Mostly all the time. So going to this party is mostly very liberating because we all amongst women, we good, and you feel at ease. And now I don't know if I'm open. Maybe God would tell. To an
it's
experience
masculine.
with another woman. And me too, I'm just like Mr. over here. I've never had an experience with a woman.
over.
So I truly felt as though that, I've been like this.
Awesome.
Because when I was a butch queen, they used to say to me, "You're too feminine. Your energy is too feminine," And I used to try as hard to be masculine, and couldn't act on it because it wasn't like. And it took me a while to identify that I was trans. Oh, I love the.
Because I was going to
Now
ask
your
you,
voice is so like say,
how did you know that you were trans and not a lesbian or a butch queen, as you said?
Well, I knew since I was 5,
Yeah.
and
But you knew already that it was the trans identity? Because me, it took me a long time to pinpoint what it was.
Yes, I knew, but I wasn't heard at that time.
So
by
you
my
were
mother.
saying to people, I'm a girl.
I was
I'm
saying-
a boy.
I was saying this to my mother.
Yeah.
I was saying that I'm a boy, and that I wanted to have a penis. So,
no, Jesus,
yeah. I was asking my mother when it's gonna come. I'm waiting for it. I don't know why I don't have this. I was confused.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
So, and my mother was like, there was women, there was boys, and you're not a boy, you're a girl.
Yeah.
You have to accept that you're a girl and go on with this. So the time passed and I stopped asking for this because I was like, okay, maybe it is what it is and I'm just a girl and I have to face it.
Yeah.
But after I came out as lesbian, I went to, you know, a very masculine side of myself, and I cut my hair, and because my hair was long, so I cut everything, and I started to dress in the boys' closet and everything, and it wasn't enough. I was feeling something.
Still felt
something was missing, and I was like, okay, I might look like a guy. I date women, but something is missing, and I started to, you know, search for it on Google and everything. And, you know, feeling like a boy but trapped, you know, in a girl
Those
body.
are the things you were searching.
Because I didn't know how to put it in words. So I just searched what's coming.
What you were feeling and thinking
in my mind, and it just came like transgender and everything. And I went on Instagram and I saw a lot of trans men, and you know, they had no boobs and everything. They had mastectomy, and I was like, ooh, so there was a woman before. And I was like, so that's possible, and it is possible in France. And I was like, mind blowing. You know?
Interesting that you say that, because I've been doing live streams on Facebook and YouTube for some years now, and I actually had a trans man on my live. And he had not had his top surgery yet. And he was on the live talking about how he wanted to do it, but his insurance wasn't going to pay for it, or he had to have more money for them to accept him.
C'est quoi 5,000?
And as
500?
No,
5,000.
I paid 5,000 for mine.
Okay.
So
So he was talking about it on my live stream, and the viewers cashed out him on my live, and he was able to pay for it.
That's
Really?
everything.
He sat there and cried.
Okay, so everybody live now.
But that's everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I asked you this. How is your mom with your transition? Is she okay with it?
She's very okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother is, even though she's Algerian, she, luckily, she's not into the
cultural.
No, I was not gonna say that. The religion.
The religion,
Like she never been into this, so I think it's a chance because
baby, them Arabics when they in it, bitch.
You know, her mind wasn't made up through this.
It wasn't decided for her.
Yeah, she was like, she was used to having good thing to say about LGBT people, and one of her brother. Because my grandmother had 12 kids.
Oh, wow.
Like mine.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, wow. And my mother is the big one, like
She's the oldest.
The first.
Okay.
And her little brother, like the last.
The baby.
Yeah, he's gay.
Okay.
So she was the one who helped him get out of the house, and he came in Paris to, you know, try to be
Be himself.
And safe, because
in that country,
in my family it wasn't that safe. So she helped him, and she was okay with it. So when I told her that I wanted to date girls, she was like, "Oh, I didn't know, I didn't think so." Okay. But when I said to her, "Yeah, I want to transition," she was like, yeah, okay. It makes sense, right? Because when you were kids, you were telling me this and telling me that, and I was like, oh, I didn't remember this.
You didn't remember?
And she was like, yeah, it just makes sense, but I don't want you to go through this alone and fast. You know, take your time and do stuff. You know how you have to do it. You know, first talk to a psychologist, then get your hormones, then we got top surgery, and then we'll see, you know, step by step.
That's a blessing.
She was there for every step, and she's the one who paid for everything.
Really?
Top surgery, everything. And still today for the phalloplasty, because I even though I'm a student, I don't have a lot of cash, so she's paid for everything. Right. She always has.
So you've had two coming outs, basically. First as a lesbian, then transitioning. On the next episode of Telling Our Stories.
Once you transition, it's a lifetime journey.
That's
and
what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying.
end somewhere.
Right. Bitch, I should be a king in everywhere I fucking go.
Right.
So the way I act at a ball, the way I talk, the way I move, that's exactly how I am in real life.
The reason why you're not appreciated, not even looked out or whatsoever is because you are in a gay club, and on top of that,
You're a girl.
You're a girl, and on top of that,
You're
you're
a
a trans
trans
girl.
woman.
And on top of that, I'm gonna go even further into the colorism. I'm a black trans woman.
And then, but even before that, I asked, because typically here, like when you order shrimp, it'll have the head on it. It'll be cooked, but it'll have the head on it. And I said, sans la tête. And she says, what? So then she looked at him, he said, sans la tête. And see, that's why I get so intimidated, because I be thinking that maybe I'm saying the shit wrong.
You just have to say it more than once sometimes, because people are slow in real life, so.
I was involved briefly with the married man who believed he had the courage to leave his wife to be with me and to live his truth. This isn't the typical story of a married man promising to leave his wife for a secret lover. Rather, this is a story in part about a gay man who knew he was gay before he got married, but chose to marry a woman because he didn't know how to break free. Rocky and I met on a gay social media site 3 months after I returned to the East Coast to live, and just 11 months after he was married. At the time we met, he was living and working in Dubai as a contractor for the government on a military base, while his wife was stationed in Tallahassee, Florida, where they had a home. In one of the first messages he sent me, Rocky shared that he was married, but that he had regrets. He explained that he had come out to his mother and siblings when he was 18 years old. He said that. To listen to more of One Thing for Certain, Two Things for Sure, a memoir continued, visit audible.com.